I've got the first piece of styrofoam cut, sanded, and fitted. I left a little gap around the whole thing for the fleece when I cover it up so that I'll be able to get it in and out. Okay, on to the next step, building the pieces that go on the inside to hold the guitar securely. This is going to be a bit tricky, but I'll try to keep the camera focused on this. With the guitar sitting in it, I've got plenty of clearance right there where it doesn't really need a taller lid. And I get down here, and then you can see the nut's a little bit higher than the edge of the board. And when you look at it right here, there's not very much clearance. I mean, this is just about touching the styrofoam. So what I'm going to do is take another piece and cut it to fit everything except the headstock area. I'm going to leave that one layer thick, and that'll raise everything up a little bit, and then that'll make room for the lid that I got to build. So otherwise it looks like it's going to work pretty good. Well, I clamped the two pieces of styrofoam together with everything I could find. I got the base of a guitar stand I'm building right there, and then I got another piece of plywood there, and I got some 10-pound weights on it, and a box of sheet music and manuals. And as you can see there, I've got a Boss BR1600. I'm going to use that this winter, figure out how to use it, and start trying to make better music for the videos. I don't know if you've seen the video for Orden Ogan's song, The Gunman, but that's one of the videos that helped inspire me to start playing again and painting the guitars again and building a Casket guitar case. Okay, I've got my second piece of styrofoam glued on. The edges are all sanded smooth. It all fits down in the case. Now let's throw the guitar in there and see what it looks like. Okay, I got plenty of clearance behind the headstock now. Like that. Still using the same size spacer. I've got to build one to go across now. That's just my desktop one that I use. And let's see how high the neck is. Okay, it's pretty far up there above the edge. So that's going to be okay for the way I'm going to do this. I could probably take a little bit off of my thing when I make it for in here, a little bit less than that height. I could probably make this a little shorter. I got 4 pieces of this dense foam stacked up to glue together to make my neck rest, neck support. And I got to cut a couple more pieces to go on either side so I can leave a strip in the middle where the neck's going to go. That way it'll keep it from sliding back and forth. So I'm gluing the boards to the lid, which doesn't really seem like the best way to do it, because I have to make sure that the boards are going to line up with the other part of the case when I glue them together. And that is a tricky thing. So I've got another case I'm working on that I'm doing the same thing on that I'm doing this. I'm doing it the same way. But the next one that I build, I'm going to go back to the first way I did it, where I glued one big board on, and then on that one I cut it with my table saw. But the next time I'm going to use a small circular saw that I can control a lot better than trying to use the great big case on a table saw. So You're going to have to wait for the fourth case for that one. But that's going to be the best way to do it. All right, I got the lid put together. Still got to cut off and sand my end boards like I did when I did the body part of it. And then, hang on a second, bear with me. Then I got to clamp these two halves together. Well, it's not really a half. You got the top part and the bottom part. Then I got to clamp them together. Well, I also got to use the router to trim that up, flush all the way around, so that's next. Then I got to clamp these pieces together and sand around the edges because these warped ass construction boards that I bought don't fit. As you can see right there, we got this one sticks out this way. Over here, this one sticks out this way. But here, there's a lip going the other way. So I got to sand that with a belt sander and take off some of this material on this one and some of this down here on the other one. I'll do that all the way around so that it all fits together flush like that kind of does. And then we'll be good to go on to the next step. I used the belt sander to sand the sides of the lid and the case while I had them clamped together and got it relatively close. It's still pretty rough, so I'm going to go back now with a sanding block and straighten it out a little bit, get it looking better. I've gone around now and sanded the inside edge of all the boards and the outside edge of all the boards. So now I'm at the point where I'm ready to figure out what this is going to look like. Well, that wasn't entirely accurate. Now it's time to get the guitar to fit right in the case so I know what I need to do to the lid. So I've got these pieces stacked up like I said I was going to do, and I've got to carve out the section where the neck's going to go and see how it's going to fit and see how much it sticks up out of the case. I've got the neck support carved out now, and a piece of felt is going down in it to cover up the glue that I used to put the thing together with. So that's self-adhesive. I got to peel the backing off, and then that goes down in there, and then the guitar fits in it like this. Let's see if I can get this. Okay, it sticks up that much over the edge of the bottom part. Down here, sticks up that much. So, considering that, I don't think I have to add any to the lid of the case like I was going to originally. I think I got enough clearance. So if I put anything extra on it, it's just going to be decoration. And I am clamping the neck support in place. Just a quick technical note here. Using the wood glue, Tight Bond 2, and styrofoam, it works good. It holds the styrofoam real good, but it takes several days for the glue to dry. So I'm going to leave this clamped up like this 24 hours, and then I'm going to take the weights off, and I'm still not going to do anything else with it for a couple days because that's going to dry good. Then I will finish shaping, positioning, and gluing the piece that goes around the body. I've got the final insert done. It's 2 layers thick. I'll pull the guitar out in a second so you can see. I've got a very deep spot for the whammy bar, which I'm going to make a little pouch for. I've got a large cavity for the strap. And I've got a notch there for the strap button. I left room for the strap button. It's got plenty of room. There's a little bit of wiggle room. It moves a little bit too much this way yet, but I haven't glued it all together. I've got to glue it down yet. And then what I'll do is I'll put some of that adhesive foam and adhesive felt around these once I get that all painted. So let me take the guitar out and I'll show you the insert. Okay, here's the insert. It's 2 pieces thick. It's not lined up exactly. I didn't glue it together first. I glued it together after I cut it out, so the cut's not exact, but I wanted the top part of it a little bigger so it'd be able to get the guitar in and out pretty easy. You pull it out, it looks like that. I'm going to take the tape off the back yet. I'm going to smooth that out a little bit more there. So I'm going to glue this down and then start the decoration process. I went ahead and reinforced this little part here where the strap button goes with a couple pieces of that self-adhesive felt that I used before. There it is. It's like that thick. It's pretty good stuff. So I've got quite a bit of that, so anytime I need to reinforce anything, I'm going to use it. So this will be the end of this video. Please, if you enjoyed this, if you learned anything from it, if it inspired you to build your own guitar case, please hit subscribe and like. That way I can hopefully get monetized one day and this can get out to other people. All right, I've got another casket case coming after this one, but for now I'm going to stop on this. It's going to be a couple weeks before I get the next video posted because it just takes a long freaking time to get this done when you're working a job and trying to play in a band and working on this stuff on the weekends. All right, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.